What's up, guys? Holding Ass with you here, bringing you Sword Art Online Season 3 review, Episode 4, which is called Departure. This was a really good episode. It continued where I left off from last week, where Kirito and Yujiro going into the cave where all these goblins were at, and they had Suka tied up and knocked unconscious in like a wagon. And they were going to take her out with all the treasure they found there. And thanks to Yujiro, screaming out for Suka, they were aware of his presence, but really couldn't find him in the dark. But we had this cool moment where, like, Kiriko took him to, like, the side and was telling him, yo, I'm going to go, like, run straight forward to the leader and take care of him. I need you to, like, take care of everybody else. With that light thing and, like, blind them and stuff and get their attention. So, they did that, and Kirito went in this episode. I liked it a lot. Kirito was just running through him, and he ran all the way through until he got to, like, the edge where the boss were at, and all these swords were there. And he just picked up a sword that, looked like it was in the best condition. And he started going ham and just cutting everybody up, and it was just the artwork and the animation for this is just so beautiful. Like, A1 Pictures is really doing their stuff with this. Like, this and Fairy Tail, which is both out and both under A1 Pictures, they are doing a very good job with the art and animation. And I hope they keep it up, since they were supposed to both be 2 core episodes, which means it should be over 25 episodes divided in half, so times 2, so it should be both around 50 episodes. But can't wait for that. And this episode was just, and the battle was beautiful, well done, drawn. I love the choreography of it. I love the movement. I love when we see Kiriko spin, when we see him slash with his blade, when he holds his blade back and he calls an attack move and it glows different, like aura. Especially like the blood and stuff, and like he got hit and his arm broke. You saw the blood and like spilled and everything, and like it was like super realistic. And like him and this guy were going back and forth. It wasn't like he one-shot it like he usually would. Different game, different skill. So he's not as like his OP character as his other characters, but still got some of his sword skills, and he was doing pretty good. Then this is like this one dangerous moment where like the ogre that he was fighting, which was the leader of this goblin group, had like kneed him in the stomach, and he bumped into a crystal, and his arm was like, it looked like both his arms were like broken because the way they were bent, but he was like shook in fear because like the dude was about to like rain down his sword on him, like cut him right down in half. But Yujiro, got the courage to go over there and help him out, and which in turn caused him to get his stomach slashed open. And Kirito saw this and got real upset, and he just went ham. And as you see in the thumbnail, that headless body with the blood spitting up, that was Kirito cutting his head off. And he told all the goblins that were there, I took your, the head of your boss, and get out. And for those who don't want to go back home, then fate me. But of course they all got scared and went back to the darkness where they belong. And then Kirito, of course, couldn't use first aid or any healing arts. So he woke up Silk, who was there unconscious, untied her, and like, hey, I need your help. And at first she was like, this is impossible, but thanks to Kirito, like, pushing her, she finally had the courage to do it. And her and Kirito share some of their life force with the Yujiro to, bring them back. Even though Kirito sacrificed a lot. But, when this was going on, that girl that we seen, I believe is her. It could be her, or it could be, Alice, it could be either or. But we see like this female figure pops up behind him and like holds his like back and tells him, we're waiting for you here, here, and here. And so is Yujiro, and then she disappears and he falls unconscious. Then we jump to the next scene where he wakes up and he's like next to the tree contemplating what happened. And he's talking to Yujiro, and he asks him, did you hear a Fumora's voice? And Yujiro was like, nah, I was unconscious. What, did you hear one? And he was like, nah, forget it, it's cool. But we see that his skill level, thanks to that fight, had went up a lot. That he was actually able now to wield the sword, and not just him, but also Yujiro, So what he did was he cut the tree, and they started taking turns, and finally the tree got cut down, and the village threw a party for Yu-Gi-Oh! Because they're happy that, you know, he was able to do his job, because all the ones before him, like, failed. They would spend their life cutting it every day, but nothing happened. But now that he actually did his job and his job is done, he gets the option to actually choose his next job. And before this happened, him and Kirito already had a talk about he wanted Kirito to train him to be a swordsman, because he wants to be able to protect, you know, his family and friends, and he also wants to get Alice back. And Kirito, of course, said yes. So when he's given the choice, he picks, of course, the swordsman. And everybody gets, like, speechless. And even the governor of the city, you know, town mayor, he asked him, "Are you sure? Are you doing this to get?" And then he pauses and he thinks about his daughter, but he's like, "You're a man of your own choice. If that's what you choose, I agree with you." And as the head of the village, the elder, he acknowledged his job, and now it's official. Now he's actually an official swordsman now. So, and then he tells Silk, you know, "I promise you I'm going to get your sister back. I'm going to Central," stuff like that. She starts crying out of happiness, and she's like, "As long as all three of y'all come back, that's all that matters." And as the episode said, departure, they left after this, and now they're on their journey to the next city. Now, I don't believe they said what the next city they're going to is, but Kirito and him packed up, and now they left, and now they're wandering out, so. But yeah, that was the gist of the episode, basically. Very good episode. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. If you already watched it, go watch it again. I know I am. Again, I can't stress it enough. The artwork and animation is beautifully done for this. Hopefully they keep it up since this is a 2-course season, so. But, yeah, really, really great episode. But, leave your thoughts, comments, and opinions down below. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.